Hello class, Dr. Mac here, just checking in. Can you believe it is week 6 already? This week you will actually see an example video from me in your weekly lessons if you're reading your lecture notes and lessons. But I just wanted to chime in and see how you're doing, see if you need any extra support, just share my thoughts. This week we jump into the Dirty Dozen, which I think is one of my favorite lessons because it's just so applicable whether you're a manager, a director, a CEO, a frontline worker, unemployed, but a part of a church group. You see these things happen throughout the workplace or teams or organizations or just cultures. Specifically, I'm thinking about how I was visiting my nephew last week. I apologize, my printer keeps printing. And his family came in because it was his birthday from Pennsylvania, because he also has family from Pennsylvania. They went to leave, and it turns out that Spirit had canceled close to like 250 flights. And when I read later on, Spirit was just giving vouchers back to the canceled flights when it's actually a legal requirement if an airline cancels a flight that they must refund your money. But instead, Spirit just gave them vouchers, obviously because they wanted to keep their business despite frustrating people. And I think the biggest frustration was not that they had to cancel, was that they waited till last minute. People were already at the airport when they knew that this was an issue, so people were stuck there. And it reminds me of our readings this week with the Dirty Dozen about the individual level, the group level, the organizational level. So moral awareness, knowing the moral issues, coming to the right conclusions, and doing the right things. So in this specific example, I'm thinking about how instead of letting people know beforehand and then refunding them their money, because they were aware, they knew what the issue was, they came with moral judgment, making the wrong ethical issues, where instead of giving full refunds, they just gave a voucher, which frustrated people even more because then they had to go into customer service, which was oftentimes a huge line if it was at the airport or you couldn't get through via a phone call. And the last stage, moral action. So their moral action did not represent doing the right thing in this situation. And so, it just reminded me, as we look at these 3 stages of ethical decision making throughout our readings this week in your article, about the individual, the group, and the organizational level. And so, in this example, Spirit diffused responsibility. So they blamed it on the weather, they blamed it on lack of employees, but people weren't frustrated. Everybody's gonna be frustrated when their flight is canceled, but they're more frustrated with how these situations are handled, and how these large organizations don't provide an ideal environment for taking responsibility when they come up with an issue of ethics or doing the right thing. And so I just wanted to share just an example and check in. And if you're going through the week and you have any questions, or you just don't get or understand any of the Dirty Dozen, or if you're looking over the case studies and you're confused, please reach out. Give me an email, a phone call, a smoke signal, whatever it might be. The business case of everybody's doing it. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that in the workplace. I've even heard it within my family. We rationalize because, well, they do it, so I'm going to do it. And how that leads to a repetitive cycle of poor ethical decision-making or behaviors and such. And so I hope you enjoy this week's content. If you're watching this video, and since we're in week 6, I'll offer you an example of, I'll offer you 10 extra credit points if you email me by this Sunday and share with me perhaps everybody's doing it example that you gathered from the media, from the news, etc. and just shoot it to me. And if you shoot it to me by Sunday, I will give you 10 extra credit points, but you won't know about the extra credit unless you watch this video, which I'm hoping you do. So I hope you're all doing well. Things are well here in North Carolina, just hanging out, enjoying the rest of summer. Can't believe fall's about to kick off, and I hope to see you soon, and take care.